This video is brought to you by BasketBashersDiscGolf.com. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my review of the Octane by MVP. First of all, big thank you to Basket Bashers for sponsoring this review. I really appreciate their support, sending me out some plastic to test and review for you guys. So go check out their website, BasketBashersDiscGolf.com, for a full selection of MVP and Axiom. So yeah, hopefully this will be the first of many reviews working with Basket Bashers. We'll see how it goes. I really like the stamp on this guy. This is their Basket Bashers custom stamp. I think it's sweet. This is not what the stock one looks like, obviously, but these are available on Basket Bashers website on various discs, and I think it's a good looking stamp for sure. Interesting, good design to it. You can see how clear and translucent this new Proton plastic is. It's pretty interesting. This disc is actually like a dark purple. It kind of looks like a smoky, kind of almost like a translucent black on the camera, but it is dark purple. You can kind of see it there. Not the easiest disc to spot out there, but it's definitely a handsome disc. I like the way it looks. It's a good looking piece of plastic for sure. You can see it's got a pretty big pop top dome on this thing, as you can hear and see. There's a little more of the purple for you there. Pretty wide rim on this guy. Also a pretty wide gyro rim on it for sure. You can see for yourself right there. It's a pretty sharp disc. It has a relatively sharp feel in the hand. Like, you notice how it comes to a pretty good point in the grip. At least I do. It's not like uncomfortable, but it's not really comfortable either. It's not like something that you grab it and you're like, ooh, that feels good. It's a little bit sharp for my taste, but it's a high-speed disc, and that's kind of comes with the territory, I guess, most of the time. But yeah, pretty beefy rim and big gyro rim, a little bit sharp, pop-top dome on it. Let me throw it up next to its principal test partner, which is the Catalyst. Same speed range, just a different stability rating. Catalyst on the top there. It's going to be real difficult for me to explain any differences in the rim profiles on these guys. You'll just have to kind of take a look and see what you can see. Full review on the Catalyst coming soon, but ultimately it's just a straighter and more understable version of the Octane. They're very similar, except for they feel very similar. They just fly differently. They have different stability to them for sure. The Proton plastic overall is good. Has a pretty good feel to it. Pretty good grip. I think it looks nice. You see how translucent that is. You can see my fingers clear as day. In my power grip there. Be a good disc to teach people grips. Maybe I'll have to think about that before I get rid of it. Do some grip videos again, so you can really see where the fingers are touching on the flight plate there. But yeah, it's got a good feel overall. I will say today I was out testing it in the cold. In the winter, it's not the best plastic for that. It feels pretty stiff and pretty slippery when it gets cold. Most plastic is like that, but this Proton, just a data point that I noticed during testing. So let's talk about the flight of this thing. It's funny that even though it's considered stable to understable on MVP's website, I find this thing to be a pretty overstable disc. It has basically no stand-up and natural turn to it for me whatsoever. It's not meat hook overstable, but it fades strong. It doesn't have a lot of turn. For me, I was throwing it pretty flat. It would just go out, finish left, hold mostly straight up to speed. And it does get some decent distance for how stable it is. But yeah, it'll hold mostly straight up to speed, but always finish back to the left. Throw it up on a hyzer, it holds it strong. If I want to get some distance out of it, I got to throw it with some anhyzer. And when I did that, give it a little height, strong anhyzer, it fought all the way out, came back to the left. Could be because this particular disc, 167 grams, sometimes the high 160s for high-speed discs are a little bit more beefy. Could be because of the pop-top dome on it, or this particular translucent blend of Proton plastic. I'm not really sure what's making it more overstable than described, but I tested it. That's how it's flying for sure. I also have my buddy Zach throw it, who's got a much bigger arm than me, and he found it to be pretty overstable as well. Good disc for into the wind. Great flex disc if you need something that's going to work right and come back to the left through the fairway. Perfect for that. That's also a good way for me to stretch some extra distance out of this thing. Probably best suited for people that have a bigger arm. You can really rip on this thing. If you had one as stable as this, you can rip on it pretty strong. I don't think it's going to flip on you accidentally. It should have that nice fade and hook up at the end when it slows down. Yeah, pretty beefy disc overall. Definitely not a good option for beginners. Too fast for beginners, unless you want to have something in the bag that every time you throw it, it goes strong left, then go for it. But if you're looking for a distance driver, not a good option for your low arm speeds based on my testing. That is my review of the Octane. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Cheers.